See, this is the thing, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, the world has continuously told us that nobody would choose us, right? Every other nation goes out here and try to find a way to find and love our God. But I'm here to tell you that our God chose us, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. We was the first pick. We're the ones that's been chosen.
The people you've been learning the Bible from, they've been lying to you.
Harlem, New York, under commanding General GEN.YAHANNA, and we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that we are the real Jews of the Bible. We've been teaching this since 1969. Let me get Proverbs 33 and 31. Listen, if we sit back and think as a people, why we continue to be in these conditions that we in, right? We on the forefront of every belief, on the forefront of every way of life, but yet no matter what we do, we still at the bottom of the society. Right. And the reason we at the bottom of the society is because we are still choosing the way of our oppressors. Right. You got Proverbs 3 and 31. Right. This has caused us to be destroyed continuously. Right. Let me get Proverbs 3 and 31. All right. All right. So I'm gonna get Proverbs 3 and 31, and we're gonna bring out what happens to us when we continue to follow behind these other nations. Right. It destroys us. We thought that if we go to church, right, that is a teaching from another nation, right? The white man, right? That teaches us white supremacy, right? Because we follow behind that, we became destroyed. We thought if we bow down to a rock, we will become a better person. But it's continued to destroy us, right? That's a teaching from the Arabs, right? These are none of our people.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
So first off, it says envy. Envy means, right, do not be jealous. We became jealous of their way of life, right? Envy not who?
Not the oppressor.
The oppressor, right? We are the only nation of people who've been bamboozled to think that we should be cool and love our oppressors.
Right.
Every other nation, when they've been oppressed by our people, they don't follow behind them, right? But we're the only ones believe we're supposed to love our oppressor. They teach that to blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Right. But they don't even live that way. Right? We gotta see that. Right? What the scriptures say again, read it from the top.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
All the things that we think that can get us out of our conditions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, right? Drug dealing, going to these institutions, they are the ways of our oppressor. We're gonna wait for this news to pop back. All those ways of life is the way of our oppressor. And no matter if we continue to do it, we still in these conditions. All right? I'm gonna show you why. It's a problem. We do this. It's a problem when we, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people do these things because God set up a certain way we should live. Right? Right? Because what the Christian church then teach blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that this book is our history book.
Real quick. Now be real quick. What the brother is saying absolutely dynamic, right? Who really wants to be like our oppressor anyway?
Right.
Our oppressor is nothing but a beast. You understand? An absolute brute beast. Allow me to explain. Does anybody know how the animals live? Does anybody know how the beasts live? Beasts don't care who they have sex with. Beasts don't care where they lay their head.
Right.
A beast will sleep in its own piss and its own defecation. Well, that's our oppressor. That's who we envy.
That's right.
We envy someone who does not care if he washes his tail at night. We envy someone who doesn't care if he has sex with children.
That's right.
That's who we envy.
Right.
In the animal kingdom, did you know male animals dominate other male animals for power and control? Well, guess what, black man? Our oppressor, the white man, had sex with black men and abused black men. You understand? Sexually. during the times of slavery.
That's right.
For power and control.
Right.
Our oppressor is nothing but a brute beast.
That's
Don't
right.
you ever envy a beast like that. Don't you ever envy a man like that.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6 for me.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Holy means separate, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we are separate. I know the rest of the world has taught us that we are at the bottom, right? The rest of the world has told us that we are all equal. But in fact, the scripture says what?
For thou art an holy people.
We are a holy people. Continue reading.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God, right? That is our God. Continue reading.
God, the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
See, this is the thing, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, the world has continuously told us that nobody would choose us, right? Every other nation goes out here and try to find a way to find and love our God. But I'm here to tell you that our God chose us, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. We was the first pick. We're the ones that's been chosen, right? We don't need to love all these other nations because who all these other nations, right, who they try to trick us to serve, the God of this Bible, the God of this Bible is for Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. He chose us. Continue reading.
A special people unto himself.
We are a special people, right? No matter what you see on TV, right? How they always degrade us, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. How they tell lies about our Issachar brothers at the border coming to America and destroying America. That's not the case. God said we are special, right? Unto him. Right? And this is the thing. We are deciding to follow behind these oppressors, right? And not understanding that we are special. We supposed to be separate, right? Let me get you Psalms 83, right? Give me Psalms 83 and 2, right? And this is a big deal because everybody's come out here and say we should love every nation, right? Every nation didn't have part in our destruction. Every nation, right, don't have, it's just the white man. No, it's every single nation. They are our enemies. The people who oppress another nation of people are our enemies. But the Christian church taught us that we should all hold hands. How you hold hands with your enemy?
That's right.
So we're gonna break it down. We understand out here in the world, if somebody your enemy, you ain't never gonna be cool with them. But for some reason, because we go to church on Sunday, we believe we're supposed to be cool with these enemies. Right? And I'm gonna break it down. You got Psalms 83.
God, this is the book of Psalms chapter 83. Verse 2, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult. You know what a tumult is? A big gathering, right? They in commotion, they having a commotion, they got a gathering.
Right.
Until you read.
God, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee, right? These other nations that hate Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, right? Every time you look on the news, they talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, the things we can't do right? All they want to do is push a narrative that we ain't nothing, right? They hate thee. Continue.
God, they have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel. And this is the important word, crafty counsel. You know what a crafty counsel is? Telling Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that our King, Christ, that our God, right, is white. So we go around our life thinking that in order for us to be better, right, we think white is right. That already destroyed us as a young people, right? Going into the church, realizing everybody from the scriptures and everybody out this Bible was white. But that's not the case. That's crafty counsel. Because in fact, everybody in the Bible is black. They look like you.
That's
Black,
right.
Hispanics, and First Nation people. Continue reading.
God, against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Oh yeah.
God, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against me.
So confederate, right? Confederate mean when they all get together, right? They signed it. So understand this, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. When you look at the world, they fight over land, oil, every single thing, right? Territories. But you know one thing? All these nations got together and said, no, we're going to make an agreement on it, right? And we're going to go to each and every nation, right? They decided that they're going to make an agreement on doing what? Read it again.
God, For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom.
So all these other nations got together and they've been confederate to cut Israel off from being a nation. All of them is in works, right, to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. It's right here in the scriptures. We didn't write this. This been written, right? Continue reading.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom, right? That's the so-called white man, the devil, right? Continue reading.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites, the ones, right? The Arabs, right? We serve their God, right? And Muslims, right? The Arabs, they in this meeting too. Continue reading.
Of Moab.
Moab, that's the Chinese. When we always go to the Chinese spot, that nation also signed this agreement to destroy our people. Continue reading.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes, guess what? Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. You know, the people, you know, what they call, when they Pan-Africanists, guess who that is? Guess who that's Africans, right? We all, our blacks, Hispanics love to talk about, right, coming back to the Africans, right? Our motherland. The Africans signed this treaty, right? And they became confederate with them too. Continue reading. We not black, we not Africans.
Jabal and Ammon.
Ammon, Jabal, right? That's Africans again. Who is it? Ammon. That's Japanese. Continue reading.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, that's the Jewish man, right? All these nations got together and decided that they wanted to destroy us as a people. It's right here in the scriptures, right? And you only going to get that in the ISUPK under command of General YAHANNA.
That's right.
This is stuff that the Christian church never brought out, right? We've been in church all our life, we'll never hear it. That other nations got together and destroyed you. Why you think they keep putting their foot on our neck, right? Because they've been signed this back in the day. Continue reading. No. Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. You got Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Ecclesiastes. I'm going to pull out Ecclesiastes 12 and 10 because the scriptures teaches us how to deal with our enemies. Right? All through our life, we thought in the Christian church we're supposed to love everybody. Right? But it's crazy that the scriptures teaches us we should be a certain way with our enemies. Who is our enemies? The people that oppress us. The people that got together and signed the tumult, right? And became confederate against us. All these nations of the earth, right? They are our enemies.
God, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy.
Never trust thine enemies. Right. Do it say for a short period of time?
Never.
Never trust our enemies. Do it say once we pass the segregation laws and civil rights laws?
Never.
Never. Right? Does it say when you go to church on Sundays and your pastor teach you to love everybody, what it say?
Never.
Never trust thine enemies. Why? Continue reading.
God, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So just like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Listen, iron is a material, right? You can paint over it, you can prime it, you can sand it, do whatever to cover up the rust. But guess what happened when the rain hit? It's going to show. It's going to happen. Started from the beginning again.
God, never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. No matter what he does to cover it up, he is still wicked. We got to stop falling for these lies, right? We keep falling behind these other nations and their customs and their cultures, and it is destroying us. It don't matter. Read the next verse.
God. Verse 11. Thou, he humble himself.
So this is what they do. Sometimes they come to you and humble themselves. Oh, with they nice little boys wearing the suit. Oh, guess what, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I love everybody. We all love everybody. That's what they do. Right? Continue reading.
God. And go crouching. Yet take good heed.
The scripture is giving us play by play about how to deal with your enemies. Right? Even though he comes to you crouching, right? You need to take heed and do what?
And beware.
And beware. Right? Because it's not a game out here. We have been taking this because of Christianity. We've been taking this battle, this war that we are in with our enemies for a joke, because the Christian church didn't teach us how to read the Bible, right? But there's only one place on this earth you're going to learn how to read the Bible, and that's in the ISUPK under Commander General GEN.YAHANNA, right?
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one